Now, another thing that I feel like people say comes automatically but doesn't is maintaining adult friendships.
Friendships, period.
But like specifically adult friendships, it's just like, I feel like as kids, maintaining friendships didn't take thought.
You didn't need to maintain.
You didn't need to,
it was proximity and done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Proximity, yes. Or like people just like, it's your cousins or whatever, or just put in your estate or whatever. Now as an adult, it actually is a skill. Hi guys, Murugi Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's definitely TMI. Guys, tell us if you think we should change that part of the intro. Me, I was telling Lydia that, it's been like 5 years. We've been saying the same thing for 5 years. Like, don't we want to do something different? Maybe we start with like...
Lydia and Murugi.
Inside joke.
Yeah.
And it's actually not as funny, despite the fact that I've giggled so much. But I feel like, we could do something like I introduce you, you introduce me. It's like we could be fast, loose, and fancy free.
Yeah? Go.
Hi, guys. Welcome to TMI. This is Lydia.
Hi, guys. Welcome. This is Murugi.
I don't like that. No,
yeah.
Let's just say.
But you know what? I'm actually going to lean into this thing. You've really been wanting to change.
Right?
So we're going to try, guys. Next episode, when you're there, like cooking in your kitchen and you think it's going to say the same thing. No. Good afternoon. It's Lydia and Murugi with TMI bulleting. Who knows? Who knows, guys? Hang in tight. We'll see where this goes.
But I like that it's definitely TMI. Some parts just need to stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm open.
Isn't it still definitely TMI? Do you know that's the thing? Is it definitely TMI? Ask yourself.
It's definitely TMI.
It was definitely TMI. Now, is it definitely TMI? Think about it. And you see,
It is TMI.
That's the thing.
I think it is TMI. I don't think it's definitely.
And that's it.
It's TMI.
You see, now we are at the same place.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So matching our energy is not definitely.
It is TMI. I mean.
Yeah. It is TMI, but is that what we need to say?
Yeah. But is it definitely?
It's no longer definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, how about say, it's certainly TMI. It's certainly TMI.
It's probably TMI.
It could be.
Yeah.
TMI.
It may
Let's
be.
start the episode.
But actually, guys, do you see that? That is 90% of our conversations.
That's true.
It is taking something and making a mountain out of it. And funny enough, do you know what? I love that I know what you meant. When you said, is it definitely TMI?
Exactly. And I know. And it's only you who will know exactly what I meant when I said it.
And when I say it is TMI, you know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean.
It is TMI. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. You guys wanted raw conversation, authentic conversations. Here they are.
Hard-hitting ones.
Hard-hitting conversations. Guys, welcome to the Valentine's episode.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's.
I love you.
Mwah. Mwah. I love you too. So anytime Joe says I love you and then I say love you,
I don't like that.
There's tension.
Yeah.
So I'm working through it. However, you're saying love you more too. Because I like love you.
Oh, you like love you?
Unless I'm saying I love you.
Right.
Yeah. So that I love you can keep its like depth and meaning, you know?
But do you feel like if you say it more often, then it doesn't keep its depth and meaning?
I think so. I think there's a way it's said too much. Like that when you do actually say, I'm like, well, you said that 6 times. I think you need to
explore that with your therapist. Once you're done with the money stuff,
so.
Go
because
into
love
that
you.
One.
No, because love you feels
I
good.
love you morning to night, and it'll never be enough. I love you.
But that's not what you need to explore in therapy?
No.
You don't need to explore that.
Yeah.
I like love you. I also love you feels. There's a way it feels that I like.
Oh, you don't want the commitment of the I.
You already don't have commitment issues.
Right.
Like, for sure. I'm not being held down by nobody.
Right. You're right.
Anyway, happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever your circumstances are, we just want to say happy Valentine's and wishing you so much love.
Mhm.
We know it's not Valentine's Day today if you're watching the premiere, but you know, it's a season of love. And what love means to us, actually, we can demonstrate that it's very different.
Yeah.
And we're in very different seasons of our lives. But it doesn't matter whether you're going to do it with your girls, Galentines, whether you're going to be with your man, whether you're going to be by yourself, whether this means nothing and I need to stop talking about it.
That's cool too.
It's all love.
Yeah.
It's all love.
It's all
Yeah.
love,
And it's all love when you subscribe. It's mostly love.
It is.
When you actually subscribe to our
That would be
channels,
the best
to
one.
all our podcast platforms, following us. If you want to really be a part of this community, we give content on content on content. That would never really be an issue.
Ever.
That could never be an
That's
issue
it,
that we,
yeah.
we are not giving it. We're definitely giving content. So please make sure you are subscribed.
Absolutely. And also follow us on all platforms. TMI Podcast KE, Lydia KM, Murugi Muni. We love connecting with you guys. And we have a lot of like BTS content on there. Dare I say even more content on Instagram than what you find on YouTube.
Definitely
because
more.
like we are always there like literally every single day. So even once in a while, a cheeky little live, which we should have one beginning of the year sometime. You know, because
Do you see how Brie just looked at you? Do you see how Brie just looked at you?
Yeah. You don't think we can do it? Girl, we locked in. We can do it.
Yeah, we can.
Follow us, guys, and then we'll be able to do it.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about things we all assume come automatically, but actually not. And let me tell you where this came from. The other day, I posted pictures of my cousin Ted's birthday. Cha, cha, cha. And I said on one of the last ones that it was a picture of my cousin Ted and Kaja, and I said that my cousins are siblings for real. And I got this really interesting message of something like, I really admire your family bond, because us, my family who have money, don't interact with us. They only come like, you know, once in a while. We don't have any closeness. So I'm glad that money hasn't been a factor for you guys. So what I realized, two things. Number one, the automatic family dynamics we assume because we have them are not with everyone. Because to me, I thought like, well, of course you talk to your cousins and it's normal. You know what I mean? So I realized there are some things which the way I seemed shocked, it's because that cannot be something which I assume. I assume that as long as you're existing with your family, you guys are cool the way you're supposed to be cool, and also that money really isn't a factor in how people interact with each other, especially from a family perspective. I'm not sure if the money is the issue from this girl's perspective, but that's what she sees. It probably isn't, maybe on the other person's end. So I thought of that. I thought about like dynamics with your sisters, things that you in your life things are so automatic, but really they're not.
Yeah, and actually there are very many.
Yeah.
But I realized how, in fact, when I was thinking about the topic, I was like, everyone just sees life from their own lived perspective. Like, and it's really difficult unless, like, for example, now you interact with like podcasts or whatever, or like content, then you see, oh, wow, so that's someone else's reality. It's really unlikely that you get to see like, oh, okay, fine, that's something else, that another person's lived experience. That's one thing I love social media for personally, because I remember when I started my platform into Yummy Mommy, then a lot of it was based on my lived experience wasn't matching up to what people were saying motherhood should be. And that's why a lot of it was talking about like motherhood struggles. So when I thought about this topic, the first thing that came to mind was like breastfeeding, how like you grow up and you're being told like, oh, it's just breastfeeding, it's just normal. You see in movies like the kid is born, you just put the baby there, the baby is drinking the milk. Turns out no. Turns out it takes some work.
Actually, motherhood, every time someone says something they didn't tell you about motherhood, I'm like, I don't know a lick. I am blind when it comes to this topic, honestly. And it's because there's things which I guess growing up, as you're saying, social media and stuff, make it a bit more, make it seem automatic. So I guess the first one would be close family relationships. Yeah, that's so assumed in our culture, especially in an African context. But it is not automatic at all and doesn't come naturally for most people.
But I would say that most people experience some form of like conflict and like there's difficulties in all like family dynamics. I think like when that person DM'd you, because of course when you're posting online, so like you post like, by then in our family us we've been fighting about this one, and you know there's this land, and then you know there's this other where, of course they don't see that, they'll just see like that nice picture where you've posted with your two cousins. So first of all, when people see things on social media, don't just assume that everything is all fine and dandy. I get that all the time with my sisters, like, oh, you guys are the closest, you guys have whatever, but of course we have had some disagreements. I mean, there's definitely like underlying dynamics sometimes sometimes that make life difficult. But overall, definitely the bond is not something that comes automatically. It's something that we've had to work on and work through.
It's true. And even those cousins who I'm saying are family, and as in they're my siblings. There are many who are not even close. So it's just like these cousins who I'm like close with are my family, you know? But you're right, it's like a speck of like my own life, and someone has taken it to mean like it's everyone when it's not.
That's the thing. Also very presumptuous for them to even bring up like do say about money.
Also,
I was like money. I
was like, where are we? Because I don't even know how that's what you saw.
That's the thing. You know? Also, how do they know like what the financial position of anyone else in your family is? Or like it's just
you've heard rumors. You've heard rumors. You've heard rumors.
People just make a lot of assumptions. And honestly, one of the things that's in for me this year is allowing people to assume whatever they want to assume.
Oh,
that's one of the things I'm into
for sure.
In 2026.
Your perception of me is not for me to live up to.
It's literally
it's between you and the fantasy world that I exist in.
That's it,
and that's okay. And that's good or bad, by the way. If you think I'm such a great person, maybe I'm not.
Right?
Maybe I don't have to live up to that idea.
It's not my responsibility.
Thank you. Another year, another amazing episode sponsored by Beducated. If this is the first episode, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But as long as you have been here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because we have come to be known as a sex podcast, we have been so grateful to have a partner who their entire premise is to make sure that people are getting correct, expert information about their sex and sexual happiness.
Absolutely.
And absolutely. And that's exactly what Bejuki are gonna try and get you, your sexual happiness. They have a ton of courses. I think they add over 150 every month, every week. They add so many courses. We've gone through so many, and every time we go through them, we actually find that there's many more. If you want to learn about your own physical body and your own intimacy and your own confidence, there. You want to learn about intimacy with your partner, there. You want to learn some risque things, some techniques that you want to be good at, get to Beducated.
And here is a fact. Sex is definitely a skill that is learned. It's a skill that is developed. It is not something that comes automatically and naturally. Much as the videos you were watching when you were a teenager, would like to lie to you, but it's actually not the case. It's definitely not the case. It's something that the more you do it, the better you become at it. It's like, I was going to say it's like riding a bike, but also actually it's not like riding a bike.
Because riding a bike is like, once you cannot get better. Exactly. It's like, this is it.
With sex, there literally is no end. There's always something to learn.
100%.
There's no time I've scrolled on Beducated and I'm like, I know all these things. Nope. There's always something.
I actually wanted to make a point. When we did the TMI live, which the episode might come soon, when we did the live, Kaz said that one of the things that she finds is that when we even here talk automatically so much about sex, like everyone loves sex, we might be isolating a group of people who do not feel the same way about sex. So actually sex, even though it's a skill, it's also something that doesn't come naturally as far as like wanting it, desiring it, being interested in it in the same way that we all assume. So we want to say that as much as we might have that kind of relationship with sex, we do acknowledge that not everyone does. Exactly. But for those of us who do,
yes, exactly. And it was actually even the point was like not everyone loves sex, but also not everyone is having sex. Because for me, I feel like it's an automatic assumption. It's like if you are grown up, you are having sex, aren't you?
That's interesting.
I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess not.
Except if it's just like by choice. Vis-a-vis, there are people who maybe want to be having sex, but they aren't because perhaps they've not aligned with the right partner or they aren't in a good, sexual environment or whatever. Then they're not being able to execute their desires. But
and I think if you're single, you're not always having sex. But I guess also even in marriages, by the way, you're assuming that everyone has sex because they are partnered. There's many people who are partnered that have not had sex for ages. So we just want to say we're making room for every single person in this conversation.
And because sex is a skill that can be learned, that can be mastered, that the more you do it, the more you research on it, the more you learn about it, just like any other topic, you can get to know more about it. We are putting a QR code here for you to be able to scan. It basically gives you a quiz. It's a quiz where you're able to just like answer a few questions. We've just done the quiz ourselves. And what did it say about yours? What was the conclusion? Did it have a conclusion?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Or it basically tailors. I think it basically tailors the courses that it recommends for you
Yeah,
based off
yes.
of like what it is, where you are in your relationship, like trajectory or whatever,
Yeah.
what it is you're trying to learn, what is the reason why you're uneducated. Because there are some people who it's like you have a fantastic sex life and you are just trying to make it fantastica.
Yeah.
Then there are
Get it
others who it's
spicy.
just like it's a bad and you're trying to make it good. There are others where it's like you are at zero knowledge when it comes to sex and you're just trying to learn. This is a fantastic place to learn. Yeah. Especially if like, I mean, in our African context, there's like lots of places you can learn, maybe like at TMI, but also who's teaching you one-on-one. This is how you do a blowjob.
And privately as well. You know, like some of those things is like you just want to learn in like somewhere where you're comfortable. Right now you're watching TV. I know the volume is on 1. It's okay.
The volume in the office.
The volume is on 1. I get it. So it's like that might not necessarily always be the place where you're most open, where you can ask questions. And our interaction when you ask questions is public, you know?
Right.
So you're going to be able to have somewhere where it's private. You can ask all the questions. You can get your tailor-fitted experience. And who knows what you can do for yourself or for your partner this Valentine's.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So scan the QR code or click the link which is in the in the
Bio.
caption, not bio.
Oh, it's caption.
Girl, how it's only been a 2-month break.
Yeah?
Only 2-month break.
I'm
caption,
so trying
you still
to-
just get your bearings. Okay, fine. Yes. So click that link and take the quiz. Now, another thing that I feel like people say comes automatically but doesn't is maintaining adult friendships.
Friendships, period.
Period. But like specifically adult friendships, it's just like I feel like as kids, maintaining friendships didn't take thought.
You didn't need to
didn't
maintain.
need
It was
to-
proximity and done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Proximity, yes. Or like people just like it's your cousins or whatever, or just put in your estate or whatever. Now as an adult,
Yeah.
it actually is a skill.
Yeah.
And it's a skill that is, I feel like the more you do it, the better you get at it. Otherwise, all your friendships are ending.
Where are you with friendships?
I definitely am still in the learning curve,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely at a better place than when I turned 30. That much I can say.
Yeah.
First of all the friends I have, I did not have them before I turned 30. So there's that. Except you. Right?
Yeah, I guess so. But we're
20,
actually
at the
friends.
cusp. Actually, yes, at 30. Yeah, so I would say that where I am right now, I feel like I've made the friends that I want to make. Now it's more about
Done.
like, that's it, done. Now it's more about like developing it and adding more richness and more depth to those friendships. I feel like that's where I'm.
I love that. And even recently, she invited me to a dinner with 2 of her other friends. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't make it, but
She did.
I loved that. Yeah,
you,
I can
great.
see that. Like you're enriching a circle and you're building it. I love that. Friendships. Yeah, I think nobody teaches us like how to maintain friendships or what it takes and what you need. So it's like a really big part of life, and people really hurt when they don't have them, but it's like it's assumed and no one discusses actually, no, this is what you need to do for friends, this is what you don't need to do for them. And actually that's sad.
Yeah, it is.
We
But
should
where
do
would
more.
you learn? Where would someone learn? Well,
don't
these
know.
people get to learn from TMI because I feel like
Yeah.
all the episodes we've done on friendships, even watching our friendship and just being able to say, oh, okay, fine, this is how, those are one of my favorite comments.
Yeah.
I feel like on our YouTube or Instagram is when people comment positively about our friendship. I'm like, okay, I hope it's encouraging to someone that you can have like a nice, healthy relationship where you even work with the person and it works well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess they get to learn here.
Yeah.
But like where else?
It's true.
Therapy
Yeah.
maybe.
We should think about that. Something
Exactly.
should be done about that. We shouldn't all be feeling blind
Right?
when it comes to
Is
friendships.
there a podcast that's specifically about friendships? Because I would love to listen to that.
Right? Guys, recommend for us any podcasts which you've seen that are talking about friendships and like teaching us how to be friendship. Another thing that we assume comes automatically but actually doesn't is rest and or sleep.
Oh, right.
If you've been on my page, you know that I discuss these things often. Sleep, actually, I don't know what else feels like as important to me when it comes to the way I deal with my wellness and my body and my health than sleep. It's like really, really important. But do you know most adults don't have good sleep?
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. They don't. One, sleep doesn't require comfort. It requires safety. Like a feeling of safety. Yeah, a sense of security, whether it's like in your life in general, whether it's like, it's like in your mind if you're running, like the bills are not paid or whatever, insecurity. It's difficult to sleep through that. But discomfort, you can sleep on the floor if you're at peace.
If you're
safe and whatever, you can sleep anywhere. But that kind of security of and safety, it's not a lot of adults who have that.
I have only recently, by recently I mean like in the past 4 months or 5 months, started sleeping well. And I didn't realize I was not sleeping well until then.
What changed?
Magnesium.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Magnesium literally changed my life. So I feel like now when I'm thinking about like whether it's safety or insecurity or whatever, I just feel like I'm the kind of person who like my mind is always running. Even when I don't want it to run, I'm just thinking about like suddenly when I put my phone down, now I have so many ideas about content I want to shoot and board. And it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I need to remember to do this and whatever. Oh my God, this would be so nice for us to talk about on TMI.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's like all those things, which means that usually without magnesium or before I started taking magnesium, it would take me really long to fall asleep. And it's like I'm not really resting because I'm laid in the bed, but I'm just not falling asleep. And that is the most frustrating thing ever. And then you check your phone. Okay, it's 9:30. It's 10. It's 10:47. It's 11:03. Now it's only 4.5 hours to your alarm ringing, and like you've been awake. You've been in bed, but you're not actually resting. You're not actually sleeping. Magnesium has been amazing because I just find that it calms me down. It calms my mind. And then I'm just able to, like I just took Milala.
Yeah.
And it's like literally in 10-15 minutes, which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing now that I have ADHD, for me, one of the things I've been doing for myself, I guess most of my adult life, is putting my thoughts down one way or another. Because without putting my thoughts down, I'm exactly like you.
Writing them down. Okay.
Writing them down. Like just having like almost excreting out my thoughts. Because yes, I work out. Yes, I can do this. But just the way my thoughts operate, like I'm always kind of a bit up. So those are some of the things that have helped me release. Magnesium doesn't feel like it's doing anything for me anymore, but I really don't need it. Right. I don't. So for the last month, I haven't been setting any alarms. Like I go to bed at like 9 or 10 and I wake myself up automatically, like around 6. It depends on when I sleep, but it's like always almost dead on 7.5 or 8 hours. As soon as I do that, I draw my curtains, because when you have light come directly at you, it helps with your circadian rhythm and it actually helps you sleep better the next day.
But the sun hasn't come up.
Yeah, but it's not exactly sun, but like light. Yeah, we get the sunrise around like 6:50 or something like that. So by then, like there's light enough to be able to do that. And I thought I wouldn't be able to function, that I always needed an alarm. No, I don't.
Wow. Yeah. I guess if you get enough sleep. So when you go to bed, how long does it take you to fall asleep?
Oh, like I pass out.
Wow. Yeah. Like a man.
I just close my eyes and go. Yeah, but it's because of that. It's like every day, one way or another, the thoughts are in my mind, find their way out of my mind. So when I sleep, I don't think about to do like content or whatever. I'm not being able to do that anymore.
There's no limit to how many thoughts one can think.
Yeah, but it's a practice. Also, I meditate every single day. So I teach my mind to be quiet whenever I need it to be.
Right.
You know, it's like lots of practice I've been able to do. But now the way I talk about sleep is different. And I interacted with someone who has been struggling with sleep for years. And I mean years.
Good for you.
Yeah, so it's like I'm a bit more conscious that it's not that's not something people can do. Even like sometimes like, rest, but who are you telling to rest?
That's the thing.
This is someone who needs to pay fees. They need to get like money for things. They're like really struggling, let's say from a financial perspective. Then it could also be an emotional one, you know, mid-divorce, rest. You know, like maybe that's just not what you're thinking about. It's not as automatic as I assume.
Right? Here's a spanner in the works though. I have interacted with people who could be in the worst situation, but that person is peaceful and happy and could literally just sleep.
Like she.
Oh, really? She was that kind of person? Yeah.
I remember when her mom died in 2019. Her mom died. And we went to her home. Obviously, it was a devastating day. And we went to their house. And I think we had just sat down and then she like led a mattress or something like that. I don't even know where it came. 2 seconds she had slept. And I'm telling you, if she didn't have that, I don't know what kind of life she'd have. But she just had this capacity to sleep like a child.
Wow.
And she just passes out and she wakes up the next day.
Yeah.
And she just feels different.
Exactly.
So some people have that. But that I would consider a gift.
I think it is a gift. And I think it also is depending on like someone's just like disposition. My mom is also that kind of person. Like she's like, she could be going through the worst situations but like she's not a panicker. She's just kind of like yeah, okay. Now she's just gonna take a nap, or
I
she'll
love
just
that.
sleep. Yeah.
That truly, that's my dream.
Yeah.
That's exactly who I aspire to be.
But are you?
Your
is it who
house
you
is
are?
your house is on
No.
fire. Sounds like your problem.
It sounds like your issue. It's not my issue. Something else that I feel like we grew up being told will come automatically, but doesn't or didn't, is like networking and like being able to just like speak to people, form connections, like you go to like an event and it's like just being able to like connect with other people, get insights. I don't know, that is actually a skill. It is actually an art. I would even say, not even a skill, it's an art. And by the Ivy is always talking about this on her page. And sometimes I feel like that's something that people take for granted. I think I'm good at it. I feel like I it's easy for me to like small talk. I know how to like make someone feel like, oh, you want to keep talking about yourself, and like like reading that book of the art of what is it called? Not the art of conversation, but something about like influences, some ways to influence people or whatever. But it just basically tells you a lot about how to get other people to talk about themselves,
how to make friends and influence people.
That's the one. So that it basically, after I read that book, it like opened my eyes to like, oh, there's actually a skill to this.
Yeah.
And there are some things that people take for granted that they're able to do that other people are not able to do. That is a skill that will take people very far, and people should have it.
I 100% agree. My mom and my dad were like the MCs of around us. Literally, if there was an event, the MC is my mom or my dad. So not only did I got it double.
Right.
So for me,
Blessings.
standing in front of people to talk is like, what do you mean I don't? Like, what do you mean like I shouldn't, or I'm scared? It just comes so automatically that's what you do. That's a thing you have. And only maybe later, the more I see people asking things like, how are you confident? How are you able to speak in front of these people? Like, how do you, it's then actually social media that shows you the gap in those moments, you know?
Yeah.
I used to be afraid, not to say afraid, but I used to feel less inclined to be the one who approaches. Whereas now, anytime, any day.
Not like romantically though.
Don't be crazy. Don't be daft.
Don't be
daft. Yeah. No, for romantic, I've said, if I see someone, I'm happy to smile. I'm happy to wave. That's it. That's all you got.
My God, really?
If there's no initiative beyond that, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But your face can be misleading.
Can it?
Yeah.
Do we want to explore that? Because that sounds like it's a nice insult.
Nope. I do not want to explore that.
But trust me, this is something I've practiced. Good. As in, like, I know how I can smile.
And friendly.
Enough.
Thank you.
Like, smile. Exactly, yeah, I can do that, and it's very intentional.
I feel like
because I know actually, because I know my face looks like I want to punch you in the face,
and like you're angry at him, and he hasn't. Yeah. You haven't even met him yet.
Yeah, but I like that flair of people being afraid of me a bit.
I know.
I like it.
It's a bit of a turn on for you, ain't it?
Yeah, it's like nice. Yeah,
lovely. Yeah. I think I haven't been in a space with you where you are openly or actively flirting with a man. All the spaces we have ever been in together, you just look angry at all men.
But we never go out anywhere.
And now I want us, can we please?
But where though? Because you are asleep by 8.
I told you I'm trying to be outside. One of my ins for this year, by the way, is being outside.
You were asleep at 8 yesterday.
Yeah. I'm literally on my period. I was fighting for my life. I was tired.
Okay.
Yeah. Not during the week. Don't be crazy. I'm trying to go to the gym at 4:30. But like, weekends, like from Friday to Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see where we can go.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love that. To see you interact with like men.
In a positive way.
In a positive way. Yeah.
Actually, by the time I've realized someone is even flirting with me. Yeah, but mostly it's because I'm not interested.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And which is okay, because there should be a high barrier to entry to anyone who's even coming to speak to you. That's all right. Yeah. But maybe I would like to be like somewhere where it's like, look at this hot man who is like could potentially.
And I like them.
And you like them.
Okay, fine.
That's it.
All right. That's our goal this year for this friendship. And for you?
What do you mean?
What can I do for you?
Oh, for our goal for the friendship? Ooh. I don't know. I'll think about it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. That wasn't me when I talked about sleep.
No, I just talked about networking.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Another thing that is seen to come automatically, but actually does not. Actually, there's nothing automatic about this. Is how you repair when there's a rupture in a dynamic. For me, I know it's out. It's time to go. See, we're done.
Is that
You're done.
romantic or it's all dynamics?
I think majority of dynamics is like, that's why you hear someone saying that your friend did something to you, you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
There's no conflict resolution skills whatsoever. We weren't taught that. And when conflict arises, we tend to see them as like reasons to leave, or like these kind of undoable situations. But it's just, there's no way to resolve. There's no like, let me hear you out. You hear. Most people don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I think most people die not knowing how to do that.
I think so, definitely. But I feel like it's not something which is talked about that often. That the fact that life is literally lived in conversation, as we are always saying.
Your mom says.
A lot of things in life just require a conversation.
Yeah.
So many things, even like things that people are anxious about for years, could just be like, hey, did something happen between us? We could talk. No.
Because that requires vulnerability. That requires to be like vulnerable and have the courage to be able to say what's in your heart, and it's hard.
Yeah. I feel like it's something that I'm learning, like this one about having the conversation, because like more often than not, in the dynamics that I find myself in, I feel like I am often ready to have the conversation, but I only like, I'm always saying this to you, but I only like having the conversation when I know it's going to, when I'm sure 1,000% about how it's going to be received, which of course one can never be 100% sure.
Yeah.
In most dynamics. Yeah.
You came to be sure of me by one time not knowing.
Did I?
Yeah, how did you start knowing? You had to start somewhere.
No, I don't think it's from one time not knowing. I think it was from hearing how you handled others.
So you assumed.
Who had come to you. Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, I just know. Yeah.
Right, okay, so there was a confidence there.
That's the
All
thing.
I've got to say is that you don't know until you know. So you just risk it the first one and see how it goes.
You're right.
And most of the time, people actually value and respect people who are honest with them.
You're right.
Yeah, most people will, especially if it's like articulated in a really kind way, which you do, by the way. Yeah, like you do. So it's like, I think it's just practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, but one thing about me though is that you see how you're saying that someone they'll have a conflict and then they'll just throw the whole relationship away. Me, I'm more likely to just ignore the thing that has happened and continue in dishonest harmony. That's more likely me, but I don't want that to be me anymore.
Yeah, it's true, because guess what? I feel like we all deserve to have lives that are like honest, to be in dynamics where we can relax and feel calm and feel present, right? Right? Don't reduce the volume now, right?
You know, one thing, the way we have educated for sex, I wish there was like, you see all these different things that we discuss, like maintaining adult friendships, like places where there are courses about that.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're there.
I should start,
Exactly.
I think I could do that. I've done a lot of the practices that I've been taught about maintaining relationships and things like that. I'm still not perfect, obviously, but I think I know. I think I know mostly.
Yeah, or like networking or whatever, like all these things. I feel like it would be really nice.
Yeah,
literal skills,
and not just from the dynamic. Because networking is always sounds like it's like about work.
It does,
but like these other ones, because in a social situation, how do you talk?
That's the thing. It's more of just like connecting with people. How do you connect with people? Yeah.
Yes. But if there is somewhere, guys, let us know in the comments below.
Please let us know. In the meantime, Beducated at least is there just for sex.
Just for sex.
No, it's more than sex, because some of the things intimacy. There are some things also to do with like friendship, exactly, dating. Things to do with like yourself, with dating. Yeah. Lydia, by the way, how is dating going this year?
Dating is going. By the time you watch this, how do I know? How do I know? So this is where I am. I am really clear about what I want now. I am no longer attempting to seek my worth outside myself. So right now, every kind of experience with dating is keeping my energy open and collecting data to see if this is the person that aligns. And so dating is like, it's so easy. It feels so relaxing from this dynamic, because of course our dating usually is like meshed with a lot of stuff. Even now, things still come up, like, which I'm like, I need to process that. Like when I'm interacting with a guy or something, I feel like, like what's that? Let me deal with that. But generally speaking, it feels like this, just another little pocket of my life, just there going. Yeah,
it's definitely been decentered. Like it's definitely not nowhere. I don't feel like it's not in the core for sure.
Yeah,
it might not even be.
It's just there. It's just there.
Yeah,
and that feels really good. And I think truly that's what it always should have been. And I've also realized that, like some of us, the stuff that we had to undo to get to true center of who we are, like took us this long. And so it was either I be in a dynamic where it was inauthentic because I hadn't really gotten to know who I am and what I want, or to be where I am now, which is like taken the time that I've taken, made the connections that I made, which helped me actually understand myself a lot more and get to the person I am and hopefully align with the person who I want.
Yeah.
And I've also said that I mean, love is everywhere. People say love, I love you, and doing the most despicable thing to each other. Love is everywhere. And it's like another creator I heard, and I'm actually going to tag his page because it's really good. He said, love is everywhere, but alignment is rare.
Ooh.
So knowing that it's alignment, I'm wanting, I have the patience for that.
Yeah.
And if it's not in this lifetime, it's in the next.
Oh, why does that make me sad?
I don't know. Regulate.
No, validate me and my sadness. Thank you.
It is sad. It is really sad.
I feel like I would be sad for like whatever, for that to not be an experience that I can be able to like share with you. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know, marriage or like.
Really? No, don't be. There's an element of me that feels like I am like this walking rebellion against patriarchy. So if I stay like this, I am still really good. I literally feel like, look at me. I'm a millennial.
So both ways
I win.
Yeah,
both ways I win. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, both
you
ways
know
you
what?
win.
Like you wanted to be married at 25.
That's
and
true.
You held strong because Ati, you want the right guy.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So there's that element that makes you feel really powerful, but there's also this openness and willingness to actually align.
Okay, well, that's great. I feel that's the best place to be because then whichever way it falls, it's kind of just like, okay, cool.
Either way,
I love that. Yeah. All this started because I was saying that there are courses on Beducated about dating. So it's not just sex, it's also about self, it's about dating.
Yeah.
Scan this QR code, which we're going to put again here, or click the link down below and you can take a quiz with regards to your sexual happiness.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're dating or whether or not you're married.
Yeah. And my own personal example when it comes to sex being a skill is that I imagined that going down on someone was something that I would just know. Like, you know, it's like it will be there and then I'll just kind of get it, right? But it's something which is like, I remember, wow, Lydia, I Googled, I was like, how to give good head, like seriously. And like I searched through these websites and then like now, you know, you're getting like contradicting information and blah, blah, blah. But it's something I invested in knowing because I wanted to actually be good at it.
Right.
Yeah, maybe you don't have a gag reflex. So that's why you are being able to do it easier than everybody else.
Everyone have a gag reflex.
Some people like
natural.
Yeah, but some people can like, I don't know if they can mute it or like, you haven't seen those people who can like sink a banana down their throat.
What are you watching? I've never seen those kinds of materials.
I reserve my right to privacy.
I don't know those
You've never seen?
I have.
Of course you have. We live in the same city. Don't you dare. But yeah, anyway, that's something I actually practiced and learned.
Even that one is a skill because even the first time they tried that, they gagged.
There you go.
This is the thing. There's some things you just have to keep practicing.
Yeah.
Me, the tips I know with regards to oral sex is like teeth, put your teeth kind of like, try to pretend you don't have teeth.
Like, go on. Be, good. Yes. Yeah.
Or
tongue. Where's your tongue?
Oh, right. But the tongue, you see, it's more of like an inward activity. So now once
I bet you this is the one they give for the
Brie.
promo.
Putting out her phone. See, our enemies are among us. They're among us. They're trying to trap us.
What else I think did I used to like not be good at and I got good at?
Me, I've really been interested on the courses which talk about like rough sex because that's like something, you know, that's right up my alley.
Yeah.
But there's a skill to it. It's not just beating people around and just like
slap without consent.
Exactly. It's not just like randomly somewhere. It's like there's it's like madness, but like controlled madness in a way that makes both partners feel safe.
Yeah.
And that like makes it sexier somehow.
It's true.
Yeah. So
and also with
male
sexual pleasure, like understanding where that's central. You know, those are the kind of things that can help support you to be a more skilled partner in this game.
That's it. Yeah. That's, you know, whether it's you're with one partner or multiple partners or
two,
single,
or
2
3
or 4
or 5
or 7
or 10 Why
or
stop
15?
there? Or 20?
Why yeah.
Stop
No.
at
Don't
20?
stop at 20. You live your best life. You live your best life. Something else that I feel like a lot of us thought was automatic that is actually not is being able to just do a cute basic beat.
Yeah.
It
Does
seems
anyone
simple.
think that's automatic?
I feel like because like me when we joined Ibro, and I'm always telling this story, and I could see you guys doing your makeup, I was just like, oh look, that seems pretty easy. It's not pretty easy.
Oh, right.
I really struggled for a really long ass time. I feel like it looks easy even when you're watching like YouTube videos or TikToks. Like when you are watching those videos, just like, oh, just do the little brow, a bit of concealer, just do a bit of blush, some mascara, and suddenly the person's looking like a goddess.
Yeah.
You try the exact same it's like
it's like
not
how much pressure they put. It's the way they do.
It's the product they have used.
It's the brush.
The skin type. I don't know what there's like. Being able to do makeup, even just like the lightest beat, is definitely a skill that like someone must practice. You must practice for you to get it right. I don't think anyone gets it right first time.
I agree. We are students of Slime, who does fantastic classes, and now literally, like when I put on my makeup, I'm just like, wow, you did that on your own face.
I imagine.
Wow,
crazy,
surprise, shocking.
Yeah. Are you trying to do that more this year, or trying
definitely
to still
more
be in Sly's chair?
For shoots, is that shoot days like require so much more of me. I feel like that's the day I don't want to have another thing that I need to do.
Right. For TMI specifically, or even for your own like things.
It depends. It depends on like the shoot.
Right.
Yeah. But like now, like my own like videos and stuff, I think I'll do my own. But if it's like a proper shoot that I need things like particularly well done, it's more in and out.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want the pressure of like, okay, fine, I need to actually do this thing myself.
Exactly.
I get that. Yeah.
Another thing that I would say that is assumes to be automatic is empathy, kindness.
Yours are serious. Whoa.
Yeah. I just think that we assume that of each other, which is actually what ends up getting us so hurt.
It is not right to assume automatic kindness from like a person, because kids are
Kids are kids. And even kids can be absolutely...
I was just about to say. The kids are automatically kind, but I was like...
More hearts have been broken by kids.
You're right. But I feel like kids have a basic kindness or a basic niceness about them. I don't know if the word is niceness.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
What kids hurt our feelings because they're honest.
That's it.
Yeah. So most of the time kids aren't malicious or like especially at a certain age, you know. But as we grow and completely become goats, empathy and kindness go out of the window. Like, and actually for me, I think one of the hardest things that has been navigating the world is being an empath, because you assume other people are the same way. Yeah. And my goodness, have I been shocked?
Yeah, true.
I have been shocked. And I actually think it's poor judgment and lack of discernment to assume that of anyone.
But isn't that just like being... I've heard it as I've said it.
Yeah.
I've heard it as I've said it. But I feel like, you see, Kwanzaa, let me give you an example where I see it most is like on the roads, on Kenyan roads.
Yeah.
Kenyan drivers are often very like, they are not trying to give you way. Everyone is trying to like whatever. But me, I'm the kind of driver who's more than happy to just like give people way. Do you know what I mean? And then I assume, okay, other people are also going to give you. No, they're not. But does it make me less likely to give people way? It doesn't.
No.
I still do.
Yeah.
I'll still give people way.
Yeah, because that's who you are.
Yeah.
By the way, driving, I think, is an ego trip. So what I envision is like, I've cut you in, and what has struck you is all of the boundaries that your wife has crossed this week. And that's what you're upset about.
Zach, she's not talking about you. She's not.
Is Zach like that?
Zach is the angriest driver. But I feel like he just sees me on the road.
Really? There's something. Because sometimes you're just like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, the way the roads are set up, it benefits everyone, including you, to let this person pass.
Yeah.
But you just won't have it. Like those kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Those are battles beyond this driving. Just like everything else, it's an extension. Yeah. So sometimes...
And why mostly men?
I don't know, because men don't express themselves as much as we do.
You're right.
So then now those feelings have to go somewhere. It's today.
It's true.
Murugiwa GLE, ndio huyo. I'm already upset that you're in the GLE.
That's it. That's it. One.
You're a woman, and here I am. My petrol is on 1, and you think you're going to Now that's a fight about identity.
You're right.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you think that you can just trample on the smaller
look at
person? No.
It's a political statement.
Just literally exactly.
And like, so I offer empathy because I'm just like, that can't have been about me.
It literally can't.
There's no way that was about me.
Was it a quote? Were you the one who shared this quote? Or did I see it yesterday on someone's Instagram that if you realize how often people's, like the way people act is just a projection of like just their own traumas, their own experiences, you'd take a lot fewer things personally.
You would just walk away.
Right?
It's not even that serious.
Yeah, it's really not.
The other day, there's a time I was driving with my cousin and I don't even know what happened on the road. It was something so simple. And this woman who was like, I think she was on the phone and like she was driving so crazy fast. Maybe I was just like interfering with her. She put down her window and she was like,
what?
I was like, that can't have been about me. I'm sorry he left.
Was she pretty?
That's
all I needed to hear. Because that makes sense to me. She just saw you a cute girl and she's just like,
She was so angry. I was like, I know that kind of been about this. Like we have literally had the tiniest interaction. Relax.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just like, I don't even say anything because I'm like, you needed that. You needed to put out a finger. You needed that. That did something for you. And
you've got it.
I've got it.
Yeah. I actually think it's an art being able to just like overlook people's projections.
Yeah.
This changed for me when I read the book, Let Them. It was a life-changing view on how much energy we give to situations that do not deserve it. How much, like literally, you left your house in a good mood. You have barely reached the roundabout. You've already shouted at this person. You're angry. You're already whatever. You're nervous. After praying with your kids, you just prayed with your kids. You in traffic. Literally. And she was saying sometimes in life it's like now you've already dysregulated your nervous system. Like you see how we were talking about in the last episode about like you're doing things in a hurry. This also does that, allowing every tiny thing to rile you up. Even like when you watch news and you see Ruto has said what to do, whatever, you're getting so angry. You don't need to be giving your emotional world to all these things because it does something to your body. And she was like, let those things, this person has cut you off in traffic, it's okay, let them. And it's not that now you become a walkover, but just decide, is this worth my energy? Is this worth my effort? Because guess what? People have lost their lives over stupid in traffic things. Yeah. And guess what? Now somebody shot you or stabbed you. And then now look. Over such a silly thing, like just let them. Who cares?
Yeah. Ruto does anger me. I've got to tell you though.
But
I scroll like this, and I literally am like hot. But anyway, you're right. We shouldn't let things. We shouldn't let things rattle us.
That's
I
it.
agree.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah. Okay. You see, the things which I save my anger for is like things to do with my kids. Things to do with my man. Kwanzaa, that one I save most. I save most just so that I can be angry at my man. That's the one that gives me the most joy.
Marriage works.
It does.
Follow for more. Follow for more Marriage Works
Thank
content.
You see, because the makeup sex is fantastic. Things like that. It's the long game. It's the long game.
I think she's been saying that, I think, consistently for 5 years. We've got to believe that this is the truth.
You have to believe it, yeah. Okay, can I say one more thing now that we're talking about marriage? Being married. Being married
I was even going to say dating.
Oh, girl. Yeah. These are some of those things. And I get that there are some things in life that you literally just can't be taught unless you're there. Like being a mom, being married. I just wish that there was a way that you could learn. But I think there's a reason why they say that the longer you are in marriage, the more you learn about what being married is like. And I feel like the longer you get used to being in that kind of dynamic. So,
I would say the other day I heard a content creator talking about how in Black communities, there is literally do not date because you're going to get pregnant and you're going to die. And then by 25, where's your husband? So we are not exposed to dynamics of the opposite sex that can even teach us even the small ways of having this kind of dating contracts, like, oh, this is how you navigate when you like someone and you don't and whatever. We don't get any of that. So a lot of us are actually lost in dating. And actually what she said is that the reason why situationships really work so well in that dynamic is because anything that had to do with like a boy or something involved secrecy. There was like a dirtiness to it. So you continue that as you get older. Like you keep it like it's not there, but that's exactly what you had to exist in when you were young, because you could never bring a boyfriend around.
And that is why our podcast literally is like every single moment, every time you mention sex, there you go. Anytime you're talking about relationships or whatever, every time, remember how people were like shocked, like you're single and you're having sex. And I was like, you people are joking.
And I accidentally, I think I was talking about my IUD and someone was just like, oh, you have an IUD and you're single. I was like,
crazy, right? The number of times I'm like, oh, you have a rose and you're married. People can have multifaceted sexual experiences and let them have them. And it's that perpetual. I'm actually so glad that this platform exists and that we no longer have to participate in that perpetuated, like, pretend, like, let's not talk about it, but yet many people are engaged. Let's not say everyone, because not everyone is dating and not everyone is having sex, and that's pretty okay. But there are many people who are dating, many people who are having sex, many people who are not coupled, but are involved in, things sexually, and let's have conversations about those things because they matter.
Questions, and you don't have to necessarily answer this. How are you now going to see how you can introduce that to your children so that this doesn't perpetuate in this next generation for you?
That's an interesting question. So first of all, I feel like it's not 100% of it is dependent on me now.
Okay.
Thankfully. I feel like when we were growing up, we didn't have access to these kinds of resources. You didn't have like an iPad, YouTube, you know, like access to like information, podcasts and things like that. Already, even the fact that TMI exists and the DMs we get from like even an 18-year-old or, whatever, someone who's really young saying, okay, now at least I know what to expect as I'm entering the dating pool or whatever for sex. That already gives me comfort that platforms like this exist. And do I hope that my daughters find TMI one day? Yes. Might be a little cringe, some of the things I've said on this podcast.
Yeah.
Can be regrettable. But anyway, it is what it is. I hope that they find platforms like this and platforms like, I don't know, Shan Buddies or whatever, where they're able to learn information like that. As for conversations between me and them, I definitely plan to ensure that they know that they can come and ask me anything. I plan to, anytime, like Muken is very interested in so many different things, where she asks about babies and how babies come and whatever. And like, I'm always careful to answer honestly, but at her level. And that's something that I want to continue doing. Always answering honestly, but at her level. And then also just being proactive about different things. I speak to my son about consent all the time. Like, he never comes to tell me, but I'm always telling him, like, in the randomest moments, we could just be in the car and just tell him, I hope you know that when a girl says stop, it's not a joke. Stop immediately. And
also you too.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh yeah. That is
also
true. You can also
if
say
you
stop.
can also say no. Men can
stop.
also say no.
I need to include that messaging.
Yes.
Exactly.
Consent goes both ways.
Goes both ways, exactly. So I really am trying to be the parent I needed when I was growing up.
Let me tell you something that I know for sure that really aligns with my values that I see you do with your kids, and I really respect it. You're honest.
Thank you.
I think there is this fundamental way of like, kids don't know, or like, dismissing kids. But when we all grew up, we hated that our parents weren't honest with us, that they made us like they were acting as if like information wasn't important, and it was. They were just hiding it. So that for me, like, is really deeply in me to be honest. Like, I don't, especially to kids, to lie to kids. It's such a wonderful thing, but I know it's scary. So I know it takes work to actually be honest with your kids, and that's really good.
Thank you. That's actually such a great compliment, and I appreciate that.
I know for sure you tell them when they come, you don't like, oh no, babies come from heaven or whatever. You find a way to be honest about it. Guys, what have we learned in this episode? 1, whatever you're assuming that comes automatically, you're wrong. You are wrong. Apart from the facts of biology, even the facts of biology, people are not born in the same way. They don't have the same bodies. They're not set up physically. Like, there's nothing automatic now. So what can we do about this? We can move in the world with giving more room for situations, dynamics, and perspectives that don't look exactly like ours.
Exactly. I love that. I would say another thing that this episode has taught me, or that you should take away from it, is that if you are interested enough in something, you can learn it. There's, like, of course, there's some things which naturally come to people, like, okay, conversation. There are people who are just good at small talk. They are just so good at small talk, and the others who are not. These days, there are courses for everything. You can learn how to do anything if you care enough about it. You want to learn how to do your makeup, you can learn. You want to learn how to exactly lay wigs, you can learn. Some of my favorite content on TikTok is wig laying, and I never laid no single wig.
Yeah.
And I never want to
I
learn.
love this.
But
They're
I love
so
watching
interesting.
Even I'm just seeing how it was melting.
Wow.
Then it's melting more. I can sit there for hours watching those. Yeah. But anything you want to learn, you can actually learn. Sex included. This thing of like, oh, I'm just bad at this. I just don't know how to do this. This is just a skill that I don't have. That could be true, but you can definitely learn. You can definitely master it. Go and search those courses. Go and practice, because practice is what actually makes perfect. Even with conversations, practice is actually what makes perfect. Even dating, Lydia can tell you.
Practice, I don't know if it makes perfect, but you get better at knowing what is for you. I guess so, but perfect. It's more not progress in the way that you be better at having it, but it's more you will be clearer at what you know. You know, I also have a course which I am hosting, a webinar which I'm hosting March 5th. Check the details on my page.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. We want to see from you or hear from you guys down in the comments below. What are some of those things that you feel like we are led to believe come automatically, but don't actually come automatically, or that we've had to learn and to master throughout our lives? This has been a fun episode.
This has been a fun episode. Also, tell us what are some things so that we can learn, but be nice.
Yeah.
What are some things that we act here on TMI
like they're
automatic, but to you, you read it like, what are you talking about?
Right. I feel like talking and expressing yourself.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yes, you.
Yeah.
Just say.
Yeah.
Just tell them. Just speak up. Use your voice. Use your voice.
Yeah, definitely. That's not something that comes naturally to everyone. But anyway, looking forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next episode.
Bye.